Hello guys and welcome back to our channel Barca Admirers for your daily coverage of all the latest news updates and transfers roundup related to Football Club Barcelona. In this video, we take a look at the rapidly deteriorating injury situation at the club as more names keep getting added to the injured list. Meanwhile, it's being reported that Dembele may be back soon but may not be in the fixture against Rayo as his contract renewal is frozen. On the other hand, reports coming out of Spain suggest that Barca may finally be lining up for a centre-back signing, but the cost difficulties complicate things along with many more such updates. So make sure to watch this video till the very end without skipping over any part. We start off today's news roundup with an interesting piece of statistic as compiled by Spanish news publication Mundo Deportivo. It states that Barcelona has conceded a goal from the first shot on target in each of the last 4 games. On the other hand, Sport reports that Memphis Depay has not scored any goals from open play since August. Reporting on the Clásico, journalist Rodrigo Falles claims that the Real Madrid dressing room felt that they won the Clásico with minimal effort, something that had not happened in quite some time. As we all know, Koeman's car was attacked when he was leaving the stadium and going back to his home after the game. His friend and journalist Luis Canot said in an interview with Partidazo Cope that he went to Koeman's house shortly after the incident with the fans. He saw him upset because he saw his wife suffering. Seeing people hit the car, Koeman had a feeling of helplessness and fear. Barcelona legend Carles Puyol also condemned the incident. He said that what happened with Koeman simply cannot be allowed. Those people also hit his car when he got out of the stadium. They threw themselves upon it. These people did not deserve to call themselves Catalans or Barca fans. Also speaking in the interview, Puyol said that Xavi has never hidden the fact that he had the illusion of coaching Barca and he is sure that one day his chance will come and he will do it spectacularly. However, apparently that time has not yet come, as journalist CK Rodriguez reports that Koeman's job is not in danger and he will stay with the club for the moment. Even top-tier journalist Mate Moreto confirms that Barcelona continue to place their trust in Koeman as the Dutchman managed to win 2 out of the last 3 games. Nothing has changed and Koeman remains at the helm. On the plus side, however, as per official reports, Barcelona managed to raise €4.5 million from the sale of tickets of the Clásico. Former Barca B manager Garcia Pimienta, who was sacked by Laporta in this summer, revealed in an interview with Gerard Romero that he is sure that with the squad that exists in the first team right now and having everyone at 100%, he would aspire to win everything and he would try and compete to win all the tournaments. It appears that the club is now headed straight into a rough patch, as Spanish news publication Sport reported this morning that Pedri Gonzalez felt discomfort on Sunday and had to stop training. An MRI was performed to assess the state of the quadriceps of the player's legs. According to the report of top-tier journalist Javi Miguel, Pedri will not return to the team until after the international break in November, as the MRI today suggested that the quadriceps are still tender. He will be out for 3 more weeks and is expected to return for the Catalan derby in November 28 at the Camp Nou. RSC1 also confirmed that Pedri will most likely not be able to play until after the international break. The club do not want to force the midfielder. Now of course I completely blame Ronald Koeman for this, but it must be said that Pedri is the type of player to not want to take breaks and want to be involved in every game, which is quite understandable. A young player at the age of 18 will play as many games as he can willingly without bothering about the consequences, and that's precisely where the manager comes in, regulating his game time. He needs someone to be harsh with him and manage him properly to make him rest more often. Unfortunately, Koeman has done the opposite and run him to the ground. If you think that's all for the bad news, then hold on, as we have yet another official confirmation by the club that says that Frenkie de Jong has a hamstring stretch in his leg and he will be out for an indefinite period of time. Now while the official statement does not provide any information about the length of the injury, Diario AS reports that De Jong will be out for between 7 and 10 days. It's another failure of Barca's medical services. The player started the match against Madrid with some serious discomfort. News outlet Sport also confirms that Frenkie had injury problems prior to the game against Madrid but decided to force the issue to avoid having to miss the match. However, he had to be taken off and ended the game, making things worse. Reliable journalist Javi Miguel reports that Ronald Koeman called an emergency meeting with the club's medical staff to discuss the numerous amount of injuries that the players are suffering, their relapses and the slow recoveries. He also urged the staff to find solutions to such problems. Now this is an issue that's getting particularly concerning for Barcelona. The injuries continue to haunt our club and yet there is absolutely no action being taken about it. Our administrators talk about the club being in a phase of rebuild, yet Laporta fails to identify the single most fundamental problem that has been troubling us for years now. The medical staff is absolute shite and so are the recovery programs. I have lost count of the number of players that have suffered relapses under these guys. If Laporta actually cares about a rebuild, he will fire the medical personnel before he even thinks about firing Koeman. On the plus side of these reports, however, journalist Gerard Romero states that Dembele is training again with the group. As per the report of journalist Yelena Condis, however, despite Dembele's good feelings, he is not expected to play against Rayo Vallecano and Alaves, but he is expected to be on the squad against Dinamo Kyiv. As far as the player's renewal is concerned, Mundo Deportivo states that Barca will dedicate the next month to try to seal Ousmane Dembele's renewal. They consider him a key part of the team. The player is open to staying, but his agent keeps delaying the negotiations. Even Sergi Busquets admitted in an interview that he thinks that Barcelona are improving little by little. When Ousmane Dembele will be available, he will give us a lot in the attack. Moving on to the next news update, Mundo Deportivo reports that Felipe Coutinho could play his 100th game for Barcelona against Rayo Vallecano on Wednesday, but the club will not have to pay Liverpool a €20 million bonus. Barcelona currently deny the existence of this clause. Going to the next news update, we have a rather interesting and surprising report by top-tier journalist Ferran Correas. It states that Yusuf Demir is no longer a part of Ronald Koeman's plans. The Austrian talent has not played a minute in the last 4 official games for Barca. A couple of months after his arrival, all the hype has gone and the club is no longer clear about buying him. From the club, it's being explained that the player had a good pre-season, but the pressure weighed in on him when the competition started. He tried one on the left, but he stopped doing it and he was not risking. The ball came to him and he always came up short. Dest is over him in the pecking order now. Now this is something that I would term as absolute nonsense. First of all, it's impossible to judge a player who's got only 4 to 5 games under his belt on his performance, and secondly, he's an 18-year-old kid and we can't just expect him to play like Messi from the very first day. Right now, I have zero trust in Koeman's decisions. He literally picks Luke de Jong to start in games, Roberto gets to play every single game, but Ricky Puig rots at the bench. Koeman's decisions in recent weeks have degraded from questionable to downright idiotic. In a sense, our club should learn to be patient with the youngsters, while it is the more useless senior players who should receive more of the stake. But instead, it's completely opposite over here. The system is totally screwed. Koeman needs to leave, but more importantly, we need a complete overhaul. We have been needing one for the past 3 seasons and I really hope that Laporta realizes that. For the next one, we have a rather interesting report as published by Spanish publication Diario Sport. It states that ANSU FATI has only signed new contracts with Barcelona on Wednesdays so far, and this has happened 3 times already. This is due to a superstitious belief by his father Bori Fati. This might be closely linked to the family's religious beliefs. Fati is said to be Christian by religion. The 18-year-old has recently signed a new 6-year deal with the club, and this too was signed on a Wednesday. I personally, however, could not care less. This kid is a gem both on and off the pitch and one of our most prized possessions. As long as he stays with us, his family's superstitions don't really matter. Next up, we have the comments of former Barcelona scout Andre Curi that he made in his most recent interview with Cadena Ser. He made a shocking revelation that Vinicius Jr. practically signed for Barcelona. He guarantees that he is a killer and he even cried when Barca beat PSG 6-1 in the famous remontada. He said that he was good friends with the players' agents, but they betrayed him at the last moment and he ended up at Real Madrid. Koeman further said that after Vinicius went to the rivals, he then proposed yet another player named Rodrigo. He thought he was more complete, but Barca turned that opportunity down. Commenting on the signing of Matheus Fernandes, Koeman said that he gave the go-ahead because he seemed like a good player. He has the qualities to be the new Busquets, but he simply did not understand why the Dutch manager let him go. Going to the next one, we have official confirmation that on the 14th of December, Barcelona and Boca Juniors will be meeting in what is being called the Maradona Cup, a friendly to honor the memory of the great Diego Armando Maradona just over a year after his death. The venue is decided to be Mersul Park in the Saudi Arabian capital of Riyadh, which holds 25,000 fans. Barca and Boca are of course two of the clubs that enjoyed the services of Maradona, regarded as one of the greatest players ever to grace the game, who passed away last year on the 25th of November. Now that's all the news we could collect for you today in the news roundup. Moving on to the transfer section, we have a report by Cadena Ser that states that Barcelona's target centre-back Antonio Rudiger has asked for a salary of 12 million euros net per season. However, Barca think that he may not be worth it.
That's all the news we could collect for you today. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, select all and enable all the YouTube app notifications. We have always been overly impressed by your response to our videos. So in this episode, we have decided to set a target of 550 likes. Please Qlers, help us reach our target on this episode as well. Now that's all we have for today's episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalunya.